Will Ian Garry keep his momentum going, or will it be Geoff Neal halting the hype train? See who fighters are picking in the latest edition of MMA Pros Pick.
Geoff Neal. I think he might knock out Ian. I think Jeff's one of the hardest fights in the division. A lot of people don't talk about him because he doesn't have the biggest name or whatever, but I think it's a huge step up for Ian. If Ian gets it done, good on him. You'll never hear any critiques from me ever again. But I think it's a tall ladder for him to climb. So we'll see.
Yeah, Ian Garry has this crazy striking. It's very crisp, very beautiful to watch, and I can only see it going Ian Garry's way. I think the rise of Irish MMA off the back of him is going to be incredible, and it's going to be some ride that he's on. But Ian Garry probably going to be finishing in the 3 rounds as well via strikes.
I mean, Geoff Neal, I'm a huge fan of him. Explosive, southpaw. But Geoff Neal versus Ian Garry. Yeah, Ian Garry, tall, orthodox guy, really good with his range, and he's really confident right now. I'd probably have to pick Ian Garry by a decision, probably.
Man, it depends on which Geoff Neal shows up. There's been times where Geoff Neal really shows up. He's on point, and there's some times where he's not. Like his last fight, he looked a little bloated, looked a little heavy, a little slow.
Wow, that's a good fight. I was actually really impressed with Geoff Neal against Shavkat. He's obviously a killer. It might be like a little too early of a test for Ian Garry, but man, that kid does have a lot of momentum on his side. I'll go with the up and comer. I'll take Ian Garry.
Same thing, actually. If Geoff Neal wants to, try to make it pretty, I think Ian Garry's striking is on point enough where he can outpoint him and be able to win the striking match and make it look good, not like a boring fight. But Geoff Neal's boxing is on point. I think it's two good strikers. The difference is the range, really. And so where I think Geoff Neal's strength would be to get in there and make him grind me, I think he's a lot stronger in that field. And I think that's why Ian Garry is doing all that traveling. He's now trying to get better at the things that he realizes the top 15 are good at, is the making it gritty and wrestling and throwing you around type of thing. So I don't know. I'm going to go with Ian Garry on that one just because the way I see the ego battle going and the fight coming out.
Hey, Ian Garry.
Okay.
That man, he's cold with it.
That's a good fight. I'll take Geoff Neal, though.
My boy Geoff Neal.
It's super interesting. I'll go Garry just because I think he'll stay at range better. And if it gets in close, if it gets in like a tie clinch range or like a dirty boxing type range, especially against the cage, I think Neal might have it. But I think if Garry can keep it long and keep it at a good, safe striking distance, I think he'll be able to do it.
Yeah, Geoff Neal's going to take his freaking head off, yeah.
Man, that's another great fight. Ian Garry's a young up-and-coming kid, and he's got that it factor. I'm going to go with Ian Garry. Geoff Neal's no easy out, but I think Ian Garry's the real deal, and he's going to get it done.
Dude, that's a dang good fight. I'll tell you what, man. Ian Garry is the truth, bro. He's I had a couple buddies ask me before this last fight with Rodriguez. They're like, hey, this is going to be Ian Garry really getting tested for the first time. Like, how do you think he's going to do? I had a couple people tell me, like, yeah, I don't think he's going to be ready for Rodriguez. And I was like, man, I'll be honest with you, dude. Ian Garry's the truth, bro. Like, he really is. That dude is the real deal, man. He is the future. His nickname is very fitting. So I'm very high on Ian Garry. I think he's a real deal, and I think that one of the things that makes him so good is his intellect. He's a gamesman. He kind of jokes around a lot, and he's really funny and everything. So I think it might kind of fly under the radar, but that dude is smart, man. He is very intelligent with his approach and his game planning. Everything about him, man, he's world class. So with that being said, dude, Geoff Neal is a tough fight for anybody. Look at that. Look at his last fight with Shavkat. That dude is the real deal also. And he had Shavkat hurt for the first time we've seen in his career, really, that I can remember. Shavkat's career. First time we even seen that dude's human. He looks like a freaking stoic robot that just murks people out there, But they had an amazing fight. And, so I can't say I think this is gonna be. I think this is gonna be the best test for Ian Garry so far. But I'm probably gonna rock with my boy Ian. I think he's gonna be able to get it done.
I think Ian Garry, he's been on a tear lately.
Oh, I gotta go with Ian.
Man, I would say Ian Garry. I mean, I don't watch a lot of Geoff Neal. I've seen him fight, but I haven't really studied him too much. Ian Garry seems hungry right now, though, and he's an upcoming prospect. So I would kind of, if I had to put my money on it, I'd put it on him.
Mm. Oh, I think Geoff Neal.
Who I think Ian Garry is gonna be tested. Geoff Neal ain't no slouch, and I guess this is Ian Garry's chance to prove himself. But honestly, I'm going with Geoff Neal.
Man, both of those guys are absolute dogs. I just think that the aura around Ian Garry, he's so good. He's so skillful, and I think Ian Garry's gonna get that done.
Man, I've really liked Geoff Neal for a long time. Don't get me wrong, I've grown to appreciate Ian as well. Like, it's been cool watching him come up. But man, Geoff Neal is another beast, man, and he puts that left hand on him. He ain't called hands of stone for no reason, I do think that a striker benefits him as well, because that's what he has more been, as a striker. So I think he has more of an issue in the middle ground, in betweens, But if it's going to be a straight striking war, I do think that Jeff's going to find that left hand, even the right hook, and I feel like that's a good fight for him.